Alright guys, so today we're going to be fixing recessed lights in a room. I've mapped out the room and it's 14 by 17 feet. To find out the distance between the lights, I had to divide the height of the room, which is 8 feet, divided by 2. So the approximate distance between the lights is 4. So according to the plans, I made my first mark here. The distance between this wall and the mark is 34 inches. And the distance between this wall and the mark is 28 inches. And I used it with the tape measure, as you can see. And I repeated the process for all of the other holes in the room. So now that we have marked our marks in the ceiling, you're gonna want to open up your light bulb box to figure out the dimensions of how big the hole should be. So in this case, they gave us this little paper here that tells us what the diameter should be, which is 4.25 inches. So now that you know what size it should be, you're going to want this nifty tool from Milwaukee. It's called the adjustable hole cutter, and it comes with this cover so that when you cut the hole, all the dust falls into it. So that's very important. Now, as you can see, there are these two blades, and they can be adjustable to increase the distance between the diameter. So in order to do that, you're going to want to take this open, right? You're going to want to pull down on this red pilot thing, and you're going to take this out. Now you can adjust it freely to your range, to whatever you want. So in this case, I'm going to adjust it to 4.25. So I adjusted the hole cutter to 4.25 inches. Now that you've adjusted it, you're going to take your power drill and put it into the bottom attachment to the hole cutter. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to tighten it. And as you can see, the hole cutter is in place. So now that you have the drill connected to this accessory, what you're going to want to do is make sure that the drill bit is in the center of this hole, or the mark. So I'm going to just keep it onto the mark, and I'm going to make sure that it goes, you have to push on it. So I'm going to first drill a little bit so it gets into the hole. Now that it's in the hole, you can see that the cover is staying intact to the wall. From there, you just press in and drill. Okay. So now that you've got it out, make sure you have a bucket on the side to get all the dust sealing out. Just keep do a few of these to get all the dust from the container. So now we're gonna install the light bulbs. So some pre-installation, we're gonna need to open up these electric sockets to get access to the wires. So now I'm gonna take a flathead screwdriver and open them up. So I'm just gonna pry it open. Okay, so now that you've opened up the main box, what you're going to want to do is keep these plastic wire connectors. In order to keep the plastic wire connectors, there will be 2 clips on each side, opposite sides. So for that to work, you're going to have to press them in to push it into the box. Now that being said, you're going to need a flathead screwdriver to push the clips in. So I'll demonstrate how you do this. So as you can see, there's a clip here. I'm just gonna press it, and it's gonna go inside a little bit. And I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna press it, and I'm gonna push it. So as you can see, we've fitted the wiring. You can see there's 2 wires coming out of this hole. That's because we took the main wiring and we connected a second wire which goes through the ceiling and comes out to the other hole, and it keeps on going all the way back to this hole. So now that we got the wiring done, we're gonna fix the lights. So when we fix the lights, you're gonna want to make sure that you have these caps in, like I showed you previously. The reason is so that you can slide all of the wires in here, and once it slides in, it'll catch the wire, making sure that the wires don't go out. So we'll first slide all 3 of the wires. You want to straighten these wires and make sure that they're in a straight form so that you can push them in easily. So now I'm just gonna push them into the hole. Once they're in the hole, yes, now they're in. As you can see, the wires have come in, and if I try pulling it, the cap prevents the wires from coming out. Now that you've done that, you're going to see there's these connectors, and these connectors have different colored wires, colors. And as you can see from the main wires, that there's a white, a black, and a copper. So the copper one goes to this yellow/green wire here, as you can see. This white wire goes to the white wire, which is here. So these two go together, and the black goes to the black. So now let's fix them. I'm gonna put my copper to the copper. So it's in. Now the black goes to this black housing here. So the black wire goes here. So now that you have cut all the wirings back in and connected both the wires to their wiring box, I'm just going to close the box in and just screw them back. So I'm just going to screw it here a little bit. Screw it here. Now that that's done, you're gonna want to squeeze the prongs in this. Just put it back into the hole. So like this. Just it'll do the rest of the work for you, man. You've just successfully kept a light bulb in your ceiling. Now that we have installed the lights in the room, you're going to want to make sure that you do not connect the last light there to your first light there. So after you finish the lights, we're going to have to open this electric switchboard. But before you open it, you're going to have to off the power in this room so that you don't get electrocuted while working on the switchboard. And to make sure that the lights have a switch, we're going to change this switch control to a two-way switch control, as you can see here. Our electric control panel, and to off it, you're going to just want to take it out, and you're going to want to search for the room. So for this is our room that we have to currently switch off to, so that we can do the wiring upstairs. So I'm just going to close it. So now I'm gonna take out this cover for the switchboard. Sometimes it's tricky because you don't know if the bolt is coming out or not. So now that you have taken that off, you're gonna want to take this electric tester, and you're just gonna slide it in to check if there's any electricity coming from the wires. There will be a light bulb that will shine. If it shines, that means you didn't off the current. So yes, this makes sure that we're not going to electrocute ourselves. So yeah, so that's settled. This did not show a light. So that means our electricity is turned off, and it's safe to fix this. Now I'm going to take off this switch here. Now that you have done that, what you're going to do is you're going to take the tester again and just check again, just once. Seems like there's no electricity, so we're all good. So now that I have taken the switch out from these main wires, these 3 wires, I'm gonna have to take the new wire and I'm gonna have to connect it to these wires, which then will connect to the new switchboard. These new wires connect to our light bulbs. Now that we have all of our wires accessible, we're gonna take this white wire and we're gonna connect it to this the other white wires here. We're gonna take this ground wire and connect it to this ground here. And we're gonna take the black and connect it to our switchboard here. So this will go here. Now that we've done half of the wiring, we're gonna take this hot wire and connect it to one of the black's nut bolts here. And we're gonna take this ground wire and attach it here. And we're gonna take a red wire and attach it here. So as you can see, I put all the wires to the connections, and I kept a black tape around it so that the wires won't interfere with each other and the wires stay properly in their places. Now I'm gonna just keep everything back in and we're all good to go. As you can see, I kept everything back in and all the lights are working. As you can see, turned out really bright. Everything's working. So that concludes it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.